As I approach my 63rd birthday, I'm finding sales is becoming more and more challenging. And, I've been doing this with this company for over 15 years and sales probably over 40 years. The job gets more demanding every year and, the pressure just never stops. And it seems like no matter how hard you work, it's just never enough. Every year you're judged based on your total sales for the year, and then January 1st all of those numbers go to zero. What you did last year doesn't count anymore, other than the fact that they want you to do more and more from the previous year. At least 10% more. Usually they want you to do a lot more, and they're always looking for the top reps to pull up the entire company. And I'm not even the number one sales rep anymore. I have been in the past, but it seems like you're constantly chasing that elusive holy grail of satisfaction. And the harder you try, it's never enough. And I think a lot of people in today's times, they're chasing success. And I see it at the gym. One of the things that I see all the time, I see these young people, they're killing themselves in the gym. They're working out like crazy, and they're pushing themselves. They're taking all kinds of crazy supplements and drugs to get themselves looking like the magazines or like they see on Instagram and TikTok. And having been done all of that, I've done that all of my years. I've been working out. I've worked out since I was a teenager. And the bottom line is, when you are at that stage in your life, I don't think you have as much self-worth or enough confidence. And I think the people that are trying to change their bodies to the nth degree are those people that are just not that confident or happy with themselves. And I will tell you that you're doing all of that work for not a really great end result. Sales can be very grueling. The hours can be long. It can be very frustrating. You call on a lot of people. You have to, hear a lot of no's, a lot of rejection day in and day out. Now, my kind of sales, where I've got a relationship going with my customers and I see them on a regular basis, it's not like, say, selling a copier or a car or something. You'll make a sale and you won't see them ever again, probably, because, well, most likely, if you're in car sales, you won't be doing that in a few years. You may, decide that that's not for you. Car sales can be great for a while, and then, when times get tough, it can be really tough selling, just like real estate. But it's a grueling business. It's a very rewarding business. I don't want to say it's not. One thing about sales is you can basically write your own income. If you're really good and you work hard and you're consistent, persistent, then you can, have control over your income. Whereas most people that have a salary on a regular job, that's not the case. You're always looking to see when you can get a raise. And with sales, you make your own raises. And also it goes the other way in reverse. If you don't work hard enough, then you can lose money. It's easy to get lost in all the chaos with all of that. In the last year, something changed. I started listening to a pastor from one of our local churches, and it wasn't really the main pastor, but it was like a wrap up at the end of the year. And the whole sermon was why you should read the Bible. And he quoted all kinds of statistics and research that other scholars have done and all of that. And he was even, talking about his own personal experiences being a pastor for over 30 years. And he was telling me all the benefits of why you should read the Bible. And, although I believed in God all of these years, I've never really got in the Bible because I just felt like I didn't understand it. It just seemed like it was, old information way back in time. And so, I took their challenge. It basically, they asked me to text Bible to this number, and it sent me a reading schedule of what to do. And basically, it was really easy. It gave you the chapters to go. It didn't go in any order, but it was about reading the New Testament first. Basically, he said if you read a chapter a day for 5 days a week, not even 7 days, for 52 weeks, you would have read the entire New Testament. Well, at first I misheard the fact that it was just the New Testament. I thought it was the whole Bible. So I started reading and doing this, and he said, if you got to make sure you make it a habit and do it in a place where you can have quiet, and do it at a time where you can be consistent every day. And that time for me was first thing in the morning when I got up, I went into my office on my couch, and I would read the Bible. So I did that. And, once you start getting into the Bible, you don't want to just stop at that one chapter. So I just kept reading. And so I ended up reading the entire New Testament in about a month and a half, I believe. It didn't really tell me what to do after that. So I decided, well, I'm just going to read from the very, very beginning, Genesis. And then I read all the way through, back through again, the New Testament, all to the end of the Bible in Revelations. I did that in about 6 months' time. So in about 6 months, after, 61, 62 years of not reading the Bible, I did it all in a very short period of time. Now, did I really understand everything and did I get everything? Well, no, I didn't. And the reason why is, well, I'll tell you, one thing that he said about reading the Bible, things will start to happen to you. You'll start to tell everybody else about the Bible. You're basically witnessing, and you start noticing all these things around you that you never really saw before. And then one day I went into one of my clients' studios, and somehow we got onto the subject of religion, and she actually told me about this Bible app that she's been basically following, reading the Bible, and it's a pastor by the name of Pastor Gary Hamrick out of Cornerstone Chapel in Leesburg, Virginia. So, but this app is available on the App Store, and she said download it. And what was really neat about it, you can just actually go through, because the church, he teaches basically straight from the Bible, and they go from the beginning to the end. And it takes them about 10 years to do that. But what they've done is they've archived everything. So they have a place where you can go and start and read chapter by chapter, book by book, and all of that. I started reading along with him. And so he teaches chapter by chapter, and it was eye-opening. And it seems like everything that he taught, even though it was in ancient times, he relates everything to what's happening today. And it seemed like it was always applicable to what was happening in my life. And so one of the things that you have to have when you're younger, when most young people don't have it, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith that God's got all of this. He's got this plan all laid out for you. And what we do, you know, especially men, and I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, but men want to control everything. They want to control their destiny. And, anybody that really has any ambition wants to be the best. They want to, they want to be the best salesperson or be the best, whatever they're doing. They want to be the best person in their company. They want to make the most money. I remember, when I was younger, I always strived to be that millionaire. When I was younger, I would read all these self-help books about being a millionaire and all of that. And you know what? All of those were chasing empty dreams. When you get to my age, and I'm sure I'm speaking for even people older than me, you get to this point, you buy all of these things, you make all this money, but the problem is you're only trying to fill an empty hole in your body or in your mind. You're never going to be satisfied because you're chasing the wrong thing. trying to accumulate everything only causes more problems in your life. The more things you have, the bigger the house, the bigger the property, the more problems you're going to have, the more stress you're going to have. Being the number one person in the company or being the top salesperson, I can tell you from my experience, when I was the top person, I worked hard to get there. But you know what? It was a very short time to appreciate what I accomplished, and then you know what? The next day it was all over. I had to prove myself all over again, and so that didn't really fulfill anything for me. I made more money, also spent it, and I had different needs as time went on. But I spent years trying to figure out where I fit in this life. And I remember my stepdad, he would say, some people never discover what their true passion is. And I was a teenager when he said that, and it almost felt like a jinx because it took me until age 30 something until I actually found a career in this business selling beauty supply products, which, by the way, is not my passion. It was never my thing. Oh, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. And it's been very good to me, and I have great clients. I appreciate each and every one of them. But it's like one of those things where you think you're going to go down one path, but God has plans for you in other ways. And I have no idea why he put me on this path. Maybe it's because he knew that I was going to have a son with special needs, and then I would need a job with flexible hours, a job where my employer wasn't going to, check every place I went, when I went to work, when I came home, all of that. That's the freedom of the job that I have. I'm an independent sales consultant. So I pretty much, if I want to make more money, I need to make more money. However, even though I work for myself, they still put pressure on you because even though technically you're not an employee, they can tell you, hey, you're not doing enough for us, so we're going to get somebody else to do the job. So no matter whether you work for yourself or you work for a company, you still work for somebody. Because at the end of the day, you're either working for your employer or you're working for your customers that hire you. It's important that you figure out early on not to chase money, figure out what your passion is. Just take that from somebody that did it the hard way. And, they say you shouldn't have regrets, but I do. I wish I could turn back the clock and redo the things that I did, but that's just not possible. So I'm hoping that I'm reaching out to you so that maybe I can catch you early enough. Now, my channel is called Primetime Collective. I've changed it from all hair stuff to people my age. But this video still applies to people 40 and above because it's never too late to change. Never too late to change your mind, change your focus, and to learn how to get happy. But I'm hoping that I appeal to you, hopefully maybe in your teens or your early 20s. And let me tell you, don't be lackadaisical when you're in your 20s. Get focused on what you want to do. Try to figure out what your passion is. Don't chase the money. Figure out what you really love to do. And if it's a hobby that you think you can make money at, do that. But only do it that you got to look long term. Is this something that you're always going to love doing? And sometimes you'll have to do jobs that you don't love to get to where you want to be. Try to find something that is enjoyable. And you also want to look at your values. It's really important to maintain integrity, to have good values. And you're going to find all of that by reading the Bible. The Bible tells you a lot of things that you probably knew subconsciously, but you didn't really know or you're not really following. But the Bible will put you on the right path. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a path of easy street or that God is going to put everything good in your path. Sometimes things happen in your life that is part of a longer term lesson. And one of the things that in recent teachings from Pastor Gary Hamrick, he's talking about this world right now, this generation, we have no patience for anything. We don't want to wait for anything. But God teaches you patience. And if you read the Bible, he does things in his time. He doesn't always do it when you want it, because you don't really know what he knows. He can probably he sees what's going to happen further down the road, so he's putting you in line. And sometimes he has to teach you a lesson. And I think, even our country, and with the past administration, with all that we've gone through, and the way our country has gone down, I think that was a lesson that he put us through. Because think about it, a lot of people were going away from God. We were, all about everything else, but not God. And I think this is what's happening. And I think we're headed, hopefully, in the right direction. But you just never know. We could be going through another education or another lesson. Think about what you're doing. Read the Bible. If you want that link to that video, I'll try to put the link in the of the video in the comments or the description below, and I may even link it to a suggested video. And then I'm also going to give you the link to download Gary Hamrick's app, or Cornerstone Chapel's app. That's who I'm following now. And although I should be in a local church, I really enjoy his teachings, because he makes it entertaining. He's very knowledgeable, speaks well. I just get a lot out of it, more than any other pastor I've ever, been in front of or seen online. Now, I'm sure there's other pastors out there. I just haven't seen a lot, but he's really, really good. And if you just give him a chance, he'll connect with you, because just about every sermon, he's got some kind of humorous story to tell, and it just makes you laugh. And sometimes he goes off the deep end, but that's okay. He's different than most other pastors. But the bottom line is, he's finding a way to get the message across to you, because he's teaching the word of the Bible, and he's giving it to you in a way that will open your mind. So basically, the Bible is teaching you, or teaching me, how to focus on things other than work. There's more important things in life than just what you think is the definition of success. Success is being with people you love, spending time doing the things that you want to do, enjoying nature, enjoying the journey. Like, don't worry so much about what you're going to do years down the road. Enjoy today. Tomorrow may never come. I'm not saying don't plan for like retirement and save. If I can say one thing that I was told to me when I was a kid, start saving when you're young, and it'll accumulate to where you have, millions of dollars, when you're at retirement age. Well, I started doing that, and then somewhere down the line, life got in the way, and I didn't stick to that. If I can give you one big, or two things to do from this, these are your action steps. Save regularly. Just take it out of your income or your check on a regular basis. Put it away. Read the Bible. Read the Bible and get started today, because who knows where my life would be if I just started reading the Bible when I was younger. So I got saved when I was younger, but I didn't stick to the word of the Bible. Plus, I didn't have parents that really harped on me to do that. Maybe that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I know my wife's family encouraged it, and she's still a godly woman today, and is deep in the word of the Bible. She knows the Bible because she grew up going to Christian schools. So it's made her who she is today. And who knows what I would be if I had done that. Bottom line, if you're feeling, stressed and down from all the stress and challenges of this world, just know that you're not alone. Let me know in the comments if you're going through a tough time, if maybe you lost your job, or you've been doing a job for a while and you're not real happy with it. Put your story in the comments. And maybe, if it's something I can do another video on, I will. So you just may need to look deeper into yourself and really figure out what you want to do in life. If you think this might help somebody, please share it with somebody you know that it might help. And then if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. Click the subscribe button and click the bell to make sure you get notified whenever I upload a new video. I hope this helped you, and I appreciate you watching. And have a great day, great weekend. Take care.